to be London's best hidden gem. This is the Charterhouse, and it's been everything from a plague pit, monastery, Tudor mansion loved by royals, and then housing to elderly people in need for the last 400 years. Stories of the building's past are everywhere you go, like the bones of a teenage plague victim from the 1340s, this church door being half burnt by a fire caused by a World War II bomb, and the VIP guests who visited back in the day. Its history starts during the Black Death in 1348, when the land here was used as a burial grounds for plague victims. It then became a monastery shortly afterwards, and you can see the remains of its legacy in this part of the building, where monks lived in totally isolated cells behind these doors. They even had food passed to them through this hatch. The monastery was violently disbanded when Henry VIII came to power, and it then became a posh mansion in the 1540s, with all of the extravagance the monks would have hated. Elizabeth I and James I both came here just before their coronation, and probably enjoyed a few parties here too. A commoner turned super rich businessman called Thomas Sutton bought the place in 1611 to turn it into an almshouse, a charity that offers low-cost housing to older people experiencing hardship. Thomas sadly died before it was finished, but his legacy is everywhere, like his portrait in the Grand Hall, the fireplaces with his adopted coat of arms, and the chapel where he's buried. Older people still reside here today and now live in modern buildings, but they still use the historic 16th century Great Hall for their daily meals. It's an incredible building complex with its own museum display which you can visit anytime. If you want to see the rest of the site though, you have to book onto one of their tours, some of which are run by the residents themselves.